Hey, Jacob, have you got a second?
Sure, what's up?
I've just been looking over our bank statements and couldn't help but notice that you've been spending quite a bit recently. I mean, you spent over $300 on some trainers.
They weren't just trainers, they were brand new. Limited edition ones. Trust me, they'll be worth like double in a couple of months.
Yes, but trainers aren't going to help pay the bills, are they?
Maybe not, but I like them and they make me feel good about myself.
But baby, we kind of need that money. We could put it away for a rainy day, or start saving it up for a baby or something. I just know it could be put to better use than on some trainers that you could get for much cheaper.
Look, it's my money, so I'll spend it on what I want. I don't nag at you when you buy yourself clothes, do I?
No, I guess not.
Okay then.
Just promise that you'll tell me if I need to start worrying. We don't want to end up in a load of debt that we can't pay off.
There's nothing to worry about. I've got it all under control.
Okay then. I'm trusting that you know what you're doing then. Jacob, what on earth have you done?
Wow, calm down. What do you mean?
I mean that I've checked the monthly statements again and you've spent even more than last month. Not to mention the warning letter from the bank reminding you that you owe them over $40,000 from your credit cards. You told me that you were handling it and that there was nothing to worry about. What happened?
I didn't think that you'd find out.
How can you say that? Of course I'd find out. I'm your wife. What could you possibly have been spending the money on anyway?
It's just normal stuff, like food and essentials.
How can you possibly spend $5,000 on food?
It was a posh shop?
Jacob, please tell me the truth. Otherwise, I won't let this drop.
Fine. I've spent quite a lot on gambling. When I first got into debt, I thought that I could win some money at the casino and pay it off. It sort of worked, but then I bet all of that money and ended up losing it all. I kept trying, but I kept losing. What are we gonna do now?
Well, it's going to take a lot of hard work and effort, but we should be able to make enough to pay it all off before the interest on it grows too big to handle.
You're really gonna help me pay it off?
Of course. You're my husband and I love you. Even if I am incredibly mad at you right now. But as a couple, we help each other out. At least now you know not to make the same mistakes again.
Jeez, who knew that having an older wife would be so great? You're so dependable and responsible. I know I can pay the debt back in no time as long as you're here to help.
Well, it's not going to be easy. We're going to have to make quite a few sacrifices and pick up a few new jobs as well. Sadly, I don't think we're going to be having much free time.
You mean we've got to work on our days off?
And at any point we can find to. 40 grand is a lot of money. It's going to take us a few years, but we can do it.
Years? That's a very long time.
Well, at least we'll have each other.
Yeah, sure.
The most important thing to remember now, though, is that we can't afford to splurge on anything luxurious. We can only afford the essentials. Which means no going off to the bar every weekend with your friends. We just can't afford it now.
Seriously?
Yeah, it's the price you've got to pay.
Okay, I'll do my best.
And I'll be right beside you the whole way. Jacob, where are you? It's 1 a.m.
Oh, Mags, I'm just out with some friends. We're having a great time. I forgot how fun it is to spend some quality time with people you love.
But we can't afford to be spending money like this. We still have so much money to pay back to the bank.
Relax, will you? It's only one night. It's not gonna kill us if I have one night of fun with my friends.
You said that last month when you went to that expensive restaurant with your friend Laura. Not to mention the month before, when you spent over $200 on a pair of new trainers. If you're not going to take your debt seriously, then I'm not going to help you pay it off. Why should I be working myself to the bone and missing out on fun things when you aren't doing your part to make our financial situation any better?
Okay. I'm sorry. I promise I'll come home and I won't spend any more money needlessly until we've paid off what we owe.
I'm only doing this for our sake. If we ever want to move or maybe start a family, then we don't want to be up to our eyeballs in debt.
I know, and I appreciate you thinking ahead like that. I'll be home soon.
Okay, love you. Hey, sweetie, guess what?
What?
We finally paid off all of our debt.
What? We did? That's amazing. So we can finally spend our money on fun things again?
Well, I wouldn't go too crazy, otherwise we'll just end up in the same situation again. But we can have a bit of fun with it, yeah.
That's awesome. Well, now that we've finally worked all that debt off, there's something I've been meaning to say to you for a while now.
What is it?
I want a divorce.
What? I don't quite understand. Is this a joke?
Nope, no joke. I've got the papers all ready here for you to sign.
But why? I thought you loved me.
Are you really that daft? I only needed you around to help me pay off my debts. Why else would I want some old biddy over a hot younger girl? LOL.
Old biddy? I'm only 36. That's hardly old.
Old enough. There's no way I want to start a family with an old crone like you. That's why I've been seeing someone else. Laura. She's cute, funny, has great taste, and is so hot. Everything you're not. LOL.
God, how could I be so blind as to not see what a horrible person you are? I'll gladly sign those divorce papers. Just send them over.
Happy to. Oh, and I want the apartment. Yup, it's my place now, so get your things and move out before I chuck all your stuff in the bin.
Fine, whatever. I don't want to stay in a place tainted by you anyway.
Great. Get the papers back to me ASAP. I don't want to stay married to you any longer than I have to.
Same.
Finally free from your old, wrinkly face. LOL.
Funny, I was just about to say the same thing about you.
Whatever. You just can't handle the fact that I was smart enough to use you whilst being with someone so much younger and better than you. LOL.
Actually, I'm grateful that you asked for a divorce when you did.
Huh? Why would you be grateful? I'm the best thing that's ever happened to you.
You see, I never got the chance to tell you, but I've recently been hired for a new job.
And?
Well, this new job of mine is paying me $6,000 a month. Do you know how much spare money I'm going to have?
What? $6,000 a month? There's no way that some old crone like you would get a job that great.
Not to mention that this job pays me to travel the world. You've always wanted to travel, haven't you? Oh well, guess it's too bad for you. I'll just have to find someone else to go with me. LOL.
Hang on. What are you on about?
Whilst I was helping you pay off your debt, I was looking for new jobs that would pay a higher salary instead of the meager part-time wages we were getting. Well, I found one where I'll go around the world and document all of the best places for tourists. Obviously, there's a bit more to it than that, but I wouldn't want to bore you with the details. Nor would you even understand what I'm on about.
Oh, wait a minute. Look, maybe we acted too hastily in getting divorced. It was just a very stressful time with all the work and the debt, and maybe we just needed a little space from one another. We should try giving ourselves another shot.
Never in a million years. Besides, you've got Laura now. I'm sure she's just what you deserve. Goodbye, Jacob. I left Jacob and the town that we had lived in and set off on my new life. My new job was difficult but exhilarating. I was finally able to travel the world like I had always dreamed of doing, and I finally felt as if I was being challenged in my daily life. I ended up meeting and falling in love with an incredibly handsome man from one of the countries I visited. It was love at first sight, and we have been together ever since, through thick and thin, and he thinks that I am the most beautiful woman in the world. As for Jacob, he and Laura ended up breaking up as they both fell into huge amounts of debt. It turned out that they both were terrible gamblers who didn't know when to call it quits. Jacob tried to get in contact with me to help him pay off his debts again, but I ignored him. It's time he learned what being responsible for himself looked like.